Happy New Year, folks. This week's episode of The Read is being brought to you by Bevel. I know that this is the time of the year where everyone is scrambling for some resolutions that they definitely are not going to keep. But hopefully one of those things are for you to take care of your skin and make sure that it is smooth, sexy, moist, and silky as well. So
Sure.
make sure that you deal with the first and only shaving system designed for coarse, curly hair and sensitive skin. That's right. It's Bevel, and it's dermatologist approved to prevent and to reduce razor bumps. You can get the first month for free by going to getbevel.com/read right now. That's bevel.com/READ. Start shaving smarter today with Bevel.
Today's show is also sponsored by Talkspace. They're an online therapy company that makes it super easy to connect with a licensed therapist handpicked just for you for as little as $32 a week. And the thing that I think is super dope about Talkspace is that you can text, audio, and video message your therapist and talk about your life, what's keeping you up at night, or even your annoying coworkers. So for those of us who have anxiety issues and it's kind of hard for us to pick up the phone and get in touch with a therapist, this is like a lifesaver. To sign up or learn more, go to Talkspace.com/read. And to show your support for this podcast, make sure you use that code READ to get $30 off your first month. That's Talkspace.com/READ and enter code READ to get $30 off your first month. Talkspace, therapy for how we live today. And now let's start the show.
Here, take this. Buy 2 tin of sardine and a bread.
Yes, ma'am. Tired of them sardines.
So make you not go back to America to your mama where you can yam steak. Crosses.
Okay, well, I definitely don't know this movie, but I'm living for whatever it was.
The thing is, you totally should.
I should?
Actually, if you watch,
Is it Crissle?
No.
Oh.
If you watch nigga movies, I feel like it's one of those.
But for a massive chunk of my life, I didn't, because my mama didn't let me watch anything that was rated worse than PG-13.
That's true.
And then when I went off to college, I just had no desire to go back and watch all the Don't Be a Menaces. And
I mean, I really have no idea. I never thought that there was a chance that you have seen this. But the point is that many of you at home who do watch nigga movies should have seen
yes,
this one,
can't wait for y'all to tell me what it is.
Quite a classic.
All these movies, I'm just making a big ass list of them, and one day I'm gonna binge all of them, and I'm gonna catch up on all these movies.
So, welcome back. New year. Here we are again. My God.
New year, same musty you.
I'm Azealia Banks, the Sandblaster.
Oh, God. Well, I am Dorothy Vaughn.
And this is The Read. So excited to be here.
That has got to be the absolute last thing I thought you was finna say.
Me too, honestly. I don't know.
You are just
Couldn't think of
nothing
anything
if
else.
not a bag of surprises.
So, let's dive in to the show this week, starting with Black Excellence,
Amen.
which is going to go out to a man by the name of Terrell Alvin McCraney. If you don't know, he is a playwright as well as an actor, and he is responsible for a production called In Moonlight, Black Boys Look Blue. It sounds familiar. It should. It's because it's based, or it is what the movie Moonlight is based on. Terrell was just recently appointed as the chair of playwriting at Yale School of Drama.
Well, damn.
Terrell is 36 years old, as according to
Wow.
his Wikipedia
Jesus.
page, and is from Miami, Florida.
Oh, yeah, just like the director, right?
Damn Skip. So,
I love it.
big shout out to him for his work, his creation, his conviction, and for a play that led to a badass movie, that's one of my favorites. And
Mine too.
Introduced me to my 2017 Bay, Trevante Rhodes. So
yes, and I'll be shocked if it doesn't rack up at whatever next movie awards there is, because it is simply phenomenal, and I hope everybody gets the chance to see it. Shout out to Mahershala Ali's fine ass for being in that movie and in Hidden Figures and in so many other. Wasn't he in Luke Cage?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. And I've seen him. He's one of those faces that you've seen for years,
like all the time.
and he's only just now starting to get his shine. But my God, just shout out to you for being fine as hell.
Also, shout out to the show Crazy Head on Netflix. It's a new show that I'm watching. It's a comedy, like sci-fi comedy, maybe you could say. But the girl who plays the sister on Chewing Gum.
Oh, okay.
Her real name is Susan. I just am not going to say her last name because I refuse to butcher it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even seem like it's a complicated last name to pronounce. I just know I'm going to say it wrong, and so I refuse to do it. But if you have watched Chewing Gum, she plays the sister, and she plays a character. I think the character's name is Raquel. On the show's Crazy Head. Crazy Head reminds me kind of like of a mix between Insecure and like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Wow. So you may be like weird and think it's scary or something.
I may. Because honestly, everything scares me.
Right. But it's more funny than anything. It's got a lot of heart and great acting. So shout out to that. You can watch it on Netflix now. I think it's a Netflix exclusive or Netflix distributed. I don't know. That got something to do with Netflix. But shout out to her. Great role, great parts, and Miss Michaela from
Michaela Cole,
Chewing Gum,
just Vogue, everywhere.
Vogue magazine.
Speaking of Vogue magazine, did you see Viola Davis's photo shoot? I think the pictures just came out a few days ago or something. You're going to weep. Oh, you've seen it.
I have seen them.
You've never seen anyone more beautiful. It's just like, she honestly shits on every classic white Hollywood actress like they could honestly never. She's gorgeous. She's everything. She's it. And she's talented. More talented than all them hoes on top of it. I just can't. Y'all better bow the fuck down.
Okay, so
I'm done standing.
This week for the shadiness, I feel like I don't know what I'm gonna do this year, but something wicked this way comes.
It won't be that bitch, you guessed it. I know that.
Maybe it'll be reminiscent.
It shan't. It shall not.
Okay. My God. Where do we even...
I'm going to start with Anthony or Kim or Mariah or Kanye.
Who's Anthony?
Anthony, who just got fired.
Oh, Anthony Burrell.
That's why I said Anthony and Kim, because you know they share the same last name and both of them fucked up this week.
I did not even notice that. I was not going to... Okay, so, all right. I ordered these.
Oh, okay.
Sort of.
Are they from like least annoying to most?
That's what I generally try to... Or least interesting.
Right. Least interesting.
At least talked about. Relevant.
I can't believe I actually know some of the stories this week. Like, I feel like I'm gonna know at least 3 of them.
First of all, I tried to come up with like an honorable mention section for like all of the shit that I'm not gonna talk about because we've been on break and we've actually not missed a lot. So there is some things I'm not going to bring up because who cares at this point?
Yeah, I vaguely remember something happening like 2 weeks ago and thinking somebody is lucky that we're not in the studio.
Goodness.
But everything I don't even remember what it was.
Queen Latifah's car got stolen.
What?
Rob Kardashian's baby got stolen.
No, she didn't.
Jocelyn Hernandez had one.
And so did Janet.
Janet had one. What the fuck? It's just all kinds of nonsense.
I actually didn't know about most of that, but okay. I don't even remember who I was thinking about originally. So
first up on the list is this alleged relationship between J.Lo.
Oh, girl. Does anybody truly believe in that?
I don't. I feel like they're shooting a really like low budget video.
Either that or they're trolling the shit out of y'all.
Both.
Or they're just fucking and being reckless.
All three.
I mean, but like an actual devoted relationship to one another, let's all be serious.
First of all, Drake and Jennifer Lopez are quite famous for being in a relationship and then being like,
Yes, they're both really good at that. Light skinned and changing their mind at the last
Very
minute.
much so. And then go and date someone else. And then 3 months later, they back with the other one. And then hearing for back and forth. I don't.
Yeah.
So Drake was at one of her Las Vegas concerts recently, cheering her on when she performed. I don't know. I'm
on
Real.
the 6th.
And from
Not
there,
to shade Jennifer, because I did love that album.
I mean, it's a good
Her whole career, I was here for it. Not to say, that she was ever a live vocalist. No one ever went that far.
She
But
was never a
Jennifer
vocalist.
Lopez genuinely entertains me back in the day.
Jennifer
Truly
Lopez is an entertainer.
She is.
Yes.
All right.
So
Gia says she's always playing a white woman in movies, and I cried.
They hung out backstage, and then from there it became random pictures of them at dinner, and then until one of them or both of them posted a picture of them like nestled together in like black matching yoga pants by a fire or something ridiculous, and then he's looking out with this creepy gaze. That was the picture I saw and was like,
all right.
I don't think that this is as cute as you think that it is. like this is, y'all are a cute-ish couple.
I mean, the both of you are individually, separately, very attractive people.
Yes.
But put together, not necessarily a cohesive, attractive unit.
It's not as like sickening as you might think.
Right.
It's
not.
Like in theory, it is, but.
And I'm not really sure what it is about it either, because like they are both fine as hell.
They have all of the tools.
Yeah.
The materials are there.
But
to
it
make,
just
and
doesn't.
It just doesn't light anything in me.
No, it don't curl all the way over.
It might be that it's not Rihanna.
Could be. But, I mean, once you've seen Rihanna next to any man, you put another woman there, and it's going to be hard to compare because
it's pretty factual.
She is just beyond. So, but Jennifer Lopez is nothing to sneeze at. So I really don't know what it is about the two of them that don't look all the way, like, sexy to me. Like, that doesn't turn me on, the thought of them two. Like, maybe both of y'all are too dainty or too pretty to really be... I don't know.
I think it's just that I don't believe it. It feels like...
I mean, it's clearly manufactured. Like, this is obviously fake.
It feels like Mona Scott wrote it.
Oh,
or
God.
Mona Mia. And it just feels like two people who were like, why not?
Yeah.
Let's have some fun on the internet.
Let's just get people on Instagram talking. Yeah. Why not? Jennifer ain't doing nothing else. I mean...
She literally is in the middle of a Las Vegas.
And that is great, but I'm just meaning as far as what is being talked about or discussed.
Which is why you throwing shade.
I'm not throwing
it's
shade.
Not you.
Oh, I was about to say, come on now.
A certain performer throwing shade at a performing vocal legend and her recent issues that we'll get to.
Oh, God.
It just doesn't curl all the way over for me. Because at the end of the day, whether a certain other artist knows you, doesn't know you, sings live, doesn't sing live, lip syncs, doesn't lip sync.
Here you go.
She is able. And again, I don't know how many times we have that. Jennifer Lopez is bad as fuck in many avenues. Mm-hmm. That is not one of them.
It isn't.
And so you should be mindful of the shade that you throw. Mm-hmm. That's just what I'm saying.
I mean, but to play devil's advocate on the flip side, I would have never in my life thought that there could have been a Jennifer Lopez performance better than a Mariah Carey one, and yet it happened on New Year's Eve. It did. I mean, it's
Jennifer Lopez performed on New Year's?
She did, and she did a good job.
Whatever channel, I did not even know about that.
Whatever channel we were watching, I don't know what we were watching, but she performed on that, and she did a good
Lopez,
job.
Here, let me tell you something really quick. See how this is no longer about them?
Who were we talking about?
Drake and that whole thing.
No.
All I will say about that is everybody who is trying to say that Jennifer Lopez is a hoe, why would Drake do this at a third? Drake is just as much of a hoe, if not more, than Jennifer Lopez is.
Yeah, that's not even hoe. Please get on somewhere.
Jennifer Lopez has just been doing it longer. That's the only difference.
That is just totally irrelevant to the conversation. Who cares? What?
Like, in theory, then again, they should be great together.
Grown people fuck. Who cares?
It's great. Like,
are y'all familiar with, like, really? Y'all really looking down on people for fucking? Like, I mean.
Or not fucking you.
Is she out here having wild kids that she can't take care of or something? Chill out.
But back to this initial conversation of facts. Here are mine. The facts are that Mariah Carey has never been one to just hit a stage and, give you major choreography and I'm coming down from the ceiling and
Mama doesn't dance.
A cannon is shooting from each breast and she doesn't do all of that. She's never had to, or she didn't have to, because people went to Mariah Carey because that voice was outstanding and unheard of. Much like an Adele who can stand in the middle of a stage today and be like, here is my stool.
And here is my song.
I literally got this dress at Ross.
The shoes too, girl. Plain black tights and a headband. Here I am.
And you are more than excited because you know what I'm here to do and I'm going to do it. So yes, you may get a better performance out of a Jennifer Lopez show today than a Mariah Carey one. That still does not give you, it just doesn't, I don't see that as, what I am saying is throw the right shade. That's it. Because whether that girl sang or did not sing or whatever the case may be, Mama,
now, if Jennifer said
she
something
can
about
do it.
If Jennifer said something about Mariah, I don't know about it. So if that's what you're making a reference to, then I'm totally in the dark.
I don't think that she actually said anything. I think that somebody else said something shady and she liked it or retweeted the shit
Lord.
or something.
I'm just saying on New Year's Eve, Jennifer Lopez took that win. That one win.
Jennifer Lopez's show itself is probably fun. But you know something? I would not go to a Jennifer Lopez show expecting to hear her voice. Much like I would not go to a Mariah Carey, not her live voice. Much like how I would not go to a Mariah Carey show today and expect to hear her live voice. So
I have to say I would, because what other reason is there to go see Mariah Carey? She does not entertain.
I would have to not pay attention to think that. You know what I'm saying? You would have to be completely detached from what has been happening at Mariah Carey shows for the past few years. Here is the thing.
That's true.
Let's just transition into that since that wasn't next.
Because clearly we didn't care about whatever else.
It really wasn't supposed to be on my list next, but fuck it. The thing about Mariah Carey for me, I am more of a Mariah Carey fan. I'm more of a fan of her personality today than her music. She has a catalog of hits that simply won't go anywhere. She has proven what she's capable of and who she is already. Does that excuse the fact that she will put on a show that's not great or not up to, major fans' standards or whatever? Nah. But that's why I don't go. You know what I'm saying?
That's it right there.
That I know Mariah Carey shows today are hit or miss. And honestly, many of them, if not most of them lately, have been missed. I've still seen plenty of clips over the past few years of Mariah singing live that sound good.
Yeah.
So she may not sound like she used to in the 90s, early 2000s or whenever the fuck or whatever, but it's not by any means that her voice is just completely shot and the bitch just can't sing period at all anymore. She just knows she ain't gonna sound like that no more.
Right, no.
And for any excuse for me to be like, well, the mic wasn't on, girl, so I just didn't do it. Mariah's taking it. That is what I love about her now. Am I the only one who thought this shit was funny?
No, I think everybody thought it was funny.
But not
I think everybody, except maybe the Lamely, they maybe were thrown into a tizzy because they had to defend their fave all night. But I think the rest of us found it incredibly entertaining.
I don't hold it against her.
I don't either. It doesn't take away from the legacy of Mariah Carey. This is one night over a career that is decades. Like you don't even have to do the resume because that bitch everything speaks for itself.
Some of the hottest artists today, like the baddest singing girls today, still have not done in years with their career what Mariah Carey was able to do in a chunk of it. Mm-hmm. So I don't care about any of the shit that's going on today. I know that I am not paying for a Mariah Carey ticket.
No.
And that is no shade.
It's not.
That's just because I know that what I love for Mariah Carey, what I love her for, I may or may not get it.
Exactly.
In a show that I go to that day. So if you are taking that risk, more power to you. And I hope that you have a good ass time. But the only reason that I'm engaged in Mariah Carey in the 2017 of things is because she makes me laugh. She's wealthy. She's fantastic. She's fashionable. And like everything about her, it's just extreme. And even a lot of that isn't real. That's her playing.
I appreciate the diva attitude though, and to whatever extent the diva facade, because I feel like first of all she's earned it.
Yes.
She deserves it.
Yes.
And a lot of these young girls are out here and they've had a career for all of 6 months and they want to go around acting like they're divas and it just isn't it, girl. No. Like you don't have the range. Mariah does. And so I appreciate the overtopness and extraness and her sitting in the kitchen pretending like she really cooking something and singing that song with her kid. Like I love Mariah being extra and ridiculous. Like all of that is great. I'm just saying on that one night Jennifer Lopez.
I'm not disputing the fact that Jennifer Lopez had a better performance that night.
That just happened.
Jennifer Lopez has probably had better performances all last year than Mariah's in terms of maybe what you want out of an entertainer on stage.
Still vocally, I'm not going to say that Jennifer Lopez could ever touch Mariah as him.
Musical career? Alongside musical career?
No, absolutely
It
not.
is a no. Like,
not to mention Mariah taught you hoes how to write or co-write your whole fucking album, every fucking album, and get your fucking money. Mariah's net worth is the way it is because when you go back and look at the credits, Mariah Carey wrote or co-wrote damn near every song on all of her albums.
Mariah Carey is Christmas.
She is.
Like
she wrote the last like Christmas classic. Like,
do you remember the Blackish joke where they made fun of
yes, of Ruby and them,
Pops.
And Pops.
Talking about they heard that song.
Talking about they used to listen to it when they was kids.
I heard that song when I was a child.
like, no, you didn't, nigga.
She wrote that in 1994.
You're right, and they will still argue with you. Like, nah, that song, it's a Christmas classic, and Mariah Carey wrote it. She's undeniable, but that reason of like being hit or miss with her performances, that's the same reason I won't buy a ticket to see Brandy. Not necessarily for vocal performance, but just because I don't know what you're going to get up there and say. It's the same reason I won't buy a ticket to see Lauryn Hill, because will you even come? Like,
different beat per minute, different instruments. What song is that?
Right. Is this the chopped and screw version of I Get Out? That's
my friend told me Jill Scott been doing that shit too. Like, I don't know this version.
Can you at least do the first one and then transition us into the remix that you and your friends worked on in the garage while y'all was high?
Oh God, thank you.
I'm just saying, like, start us off with the one we know.
I'm so lost. Like,
I mean, Erykah Badu did that with Tyrone. I'm just saying, y'all could do the same thing. Like, you could switch into
I've been to many an Erykah concert, and she knows what the fuck
she knows what she's doing. That's a bad
she starts
bitch.
you off and you be like, oh yeah, that's that shit. Yeah, that's bag lady.
She about to give it to me.
And by the time she gets to the motherfucking bridge,
she done switched up into something else.
But you
over here
transition
swaying
with her.
Yeah, drinking
you don't
bourbon,
start lost.
smoking weed. Right.
Thank you.
She brings you in and then you get lost together. That's all. Who are we talking about?
Mariah Carey.
Mariah. Now, I don't know what happened to Mariah on New Year's Eve. Everybody is pointing the finger in different directions. They blame Dick Clark Productions. Dick Clark Productions said, bitch, you won't. Not all the shit we do.
And named American, like all these.
Oh yeah, they name dropped all their award shows. Right, shows that aren't necessarily my favorites, but shows that also I can't say have any technical difficulties that are memorable. So I don't know whose fault it was, but apparently Anthony Burrell's been fired behind it for moving her.
Doesn't even sound like it makes sense to me.
Did you read the explanation? Something
That
about
he moved the backup dancers, the backup singers like down the back of the stage or something like that to make more room for the dancers or something like that.
Right. So
but I don't
Mariah
see how that affects her voice.
It ended up being a problem because her in-ear microphone or whatever wasn't working, so she couldn't hear the song. She didn't know what was playing or what part it was on, and so had the singers been on stage, their cues would have helped her figure out, where she should be singing. So I guess the argument was that had the singers still been on stage, she wouldn't have fucked up so bad or whatever. I don't know.
Sounds like
it's all it sounds like somebody just didn't have their shit together. And it all fucked up. And Mariah handled it with what I would consider less than grace, but is also totally excusable because she's Mariah fucking Carey.
That is what I would have expected Mariah Carey to do in that situation, and she delivered. Like, she is.
So that's what
if
you
she
wanted.
Don't sing, she needs to be doing stand up. She's like, that was so funny, and then she ended it by saying that was great. Like, that was amazing. Like she is funny. The way that she does, and you could tell she was upset, but it was just so funny because I'm like, I'm still gonna watch your show. I'm still gonna listen to your classics, and I still love you down for it. I just thought the way she handled it was funny. I don't even think anybody needed to be fired behind it.
Well, maybe just to save face.
She need to fire her manager. That Stella lady is the one who is hiring fools and making foolish decisions.
Whoever was in charge, it was just a total wreck. And then the few notes she did get out didn't sound like Mariah notes. So, but maybe that just means that the time to see Mariah Carey live is coming to an end, and we will begin to appreciate the legacy that she has created for herself. And that's fine too.
If that's the case,
nobody can last forever.
If that's the case, Britney needs to get her ass off stage.
Britney should have been done, and we saw that when the VMAs buried her ass earlier this year. Britney should have been gone.
We saw that when the VMAs buried her ass during the Gimme More years.
The fact that
Blackout was
Blackout is incredible.
A great album.
It is so good. But they exhumed her body for the VMAs and had the nerve to put her after Beyonce. And it was just bad. Britney Spears don't need to perform no more. I knew that when she performed with Iggy Azalea at whatever the fuck award show.
This has been the case for many years, though, because she no longer has a big part of what made Britney a force. The same thing can be said for Mariah. They said the same thing about Whitney. But did that change the fact that, girl, you could never in your life?
No. But Britney Spears' appeal was always her youth and her ability to dance and her prettiness. So once she fucked up that knee and started looking like she was doing drugs, it was like, what else is there to go see her for?
It's also the fact that many people can be young and pretty and dance.
You're very easily replaceable when that's your talent.
There's not many places there where you can be like, oh, well, girl, you can never come for such and such's ability to do such and such. I was like, well, she made great pop songs.
Yeah.
Although Britney, to me, is still a legend.
No, absolutely. Britney came in at a time where you're just not going to see sales numbers like that ever again. And the whole, sexualized teenage pop star thing, like she had that lane and rode it for a good long time.
She created a mold.
Yeah, she definitely
like
did.
Kim.
And I still...
Like Little Kim.
I'm not going to sit up here and act like I don't have all of Britney's albums and wasn't the biggest stan, because you already know. But does that mean my girl needs to be on stage?
I still remember the choreography from 1999 VMAs where she performed with NSYNC.
Oh, okay. You know what?
In that fake classroom. Over here.
I'm so mad.
Over here.
Why?
No. Here. She jumped out from the locker.
Okay.
Man, 90s pop was so corny.
It was.
But it was life.
It was great.
Anyway.
It was everything.
But yes, that's all I'm saying about that whole thing. Mariah is still sickening. It's a snafu.
She's still Mariah.
Or whatever. But girl, if you were expecting for Mariah Carey to come out here and sound like Rainbow or fucking...
I guess I can't be mad at her for still performing, because if people are going to buy tickets, why not? But it just seems to me like the people who are still paying for these tickets to see Mariah Carey, they must just be hoping that it's a good night. They must be hoping that she actually rested that day or whatever. And
it's like people, if, for instance, again, for Britney, if you were to buy tickets to a Britney concert and be like, she wasn't like dancing like the old Britney because she's not the old Britney. She's just old.
Oh.
That wasn't nice. She's older than that. I really didn't mean it like that.
Every time I think about the fact that Beyonce's older than her, or she's older than Beyonce.
I think that Beyonce may be
Beyonce's older than her by 2 months. Yeah, 2 or 3 months. And it's like, wow.
But you know what? Britney also
that is bleak.
Went through a lot.
She did.
Smoked crazy cigarettes.
For a while there, all Britney consumed was Red Bull and Cheetos. That was all you ever saw her with. And cigarettes. That boy, that one she had the kids with. Kevin Federline. Oh, Shar Jackson's baby daddy. Good God. What a golden time for reality television that was.
My God.
Anyway, what else happened?
So, I was trying
all
to
that time on Mariah. I'm sorry.
I mean, I felt like I was going to talk about the Mariah thing for a minute anyway, because it was on the list. I was like, are y'all really trying to play like you're mad that Mariah Carey didn't give you whatever ass performance you knew she wasn't going to give you even if the mic worked?
Right. I mean, who was really expecting Mariah to get up there and give you some major vocal moment anyway?
She was going to go up there wearing something sparkly.
Right.
And walk around and
do her
be
little,
Mariah and go home.
Shining, with her little hip twitch.
Like, are we pretending we have not watched this?
Same thing she does at every other the Thanksgiving parade or performance or whatever it was when they first start lighting up the trees.
It's just moments throughout the year where Mariah is like, oh yeah, it's go time today. And you'll see it up on YouTube and you'll be like, oh shit, okay, Mariah. Right. And then for the rest of the year, she's like, no, don't feel like it.
Yeah, well.
So, all right.
Mariah.
I was trying to transition through like relationship things at first, but this is still going to work. Serena Williams is tired of your nigger guff because
You just had to. You just had to.
She is having herself swirly matrimony. She's engaged to be married to Alexis Ohanian. I don't know how to say his last name. But he's one of the co-founders of Reddit, which I still don't know how to use, and it kind of scares me because a lot of the people on there are terrifying. He is 33 years old. Reddit is valued at $500 million. I think I looked up his net worth just out of curiosity, and it was like, what would that be? 7 figures. We all know that the doll Serena is a smooth 8.
You didn't have to do that.
Forbes named him. He was on their 30 under 30, and they elected him mayor of the internet.
Oh, he's kind of cute.
Means. Yeah, he's kind of cute. He should definitely keep the beard at all times.
Yeah,
he's 6'5".
Oh, that's nice.
So that definitely helps. Although, I mean, Serena's not tall. I mean, she's tall for a girl, I think, but.
But 6'5" is nice regardless.
I mean, yeah, 6'5" is just great.
I'm 5'3" and I won't turn down 6'5".
Neither will I.
And Serena is not his first black girlfriend. I like that.
Right. So it's not like, I mean, I still am, this is so crass, but all that ass? Like, what are you going to do with all of that ass?
He might have a big dick.
You never, listen.
He's 6'5".
You never know. And even if he don't, it may not be his first time at the rodeo. So
maybe he just knows what he's doing.
He might, be able to take care of her in all kinds of areas. But the point of the matter is that she is engaged. They've been together, I read, since the fall of 2015. So a little over a year now.
Oh, okay. So she's been keeping him low key, under wraps.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's nice.
And then that is how you do it. So
congratulations to her then.
Congrats to you, miss.
My cousin used to always tell me, if you're going to date a white man, he better be fine as hell.
I wouldn't give him fine. He's cute.
The beard does a lot.
The beard?
The beard does a lot.
Man.
My goodness.
Straight, bisexual, homosexual, whatever it is, I urge you.
Whew.
If you don't have hair on your face,
it just does something. It just...
Try it.
I mean, because if you can grow a nice, full, connecting beard, it's probably going to upgrade
Not
the way
that
you
it's for everyone.
No.
But if you're trying to climb backs.
Yes. I'm just saying.
Specifically, I urge you to have some... What? Beard,
it's just nice.
Goatee, mustache, shadow,
little something.
stubble, anything.
Amen. I agree.
A beard had to happen for him. Have you seen? Google him without.
Yeah, no, I saw it, and it was less fortunate. So, congratulations to Serena. I'm very happy for her. I wish her the absolute best.
Same.
As long as she's happy, I'm happy.
Same. On the flip side of things, we did not talk about Tiny filing for divorce. Like,
what the fuck you gonna do?
That came out like a week after we talked about her best friend putting together that motherfucking masterpiece theater ass montage.
It's a great video
of all the bitches he done cheated on her with.
Hey, tiny girl, did you forget about all the hoes that came along during your relationship? Here's a flipagram.
So apparently, Tiny filed for divorce at the top of December, like December 7th is what I read.
Oh, okay. But
this story came out closer to the holidays. So there were a couple of clips of T.I. at home with her and the kids. There was a really cute video they posted of the baby Eris in this little remote control car.
Oh, right.
And he was like pretending she was driving drunk or something. It was adorable. It's like, ma'am, have you been drinking?
That's adorable.
It was
that
really
is
cute.
really cute.
And the baby looks so much like my favorite, which was always Major. Like, she looked just like Major.
Tiny Major Mama.
So.
Iconic Twitter name. She just, how can you not love Tiny? She has Atlanta hood rat written all. She's genuine.
In her bloodstream.
She through and through. That is just
like,
that is a good, sweet Atlanta hood rat.
DNA.
She is. Like, it's just her.
Through and through.
Woo. She said she's taking all his, half of his shit.
Damn right. There was a rumor, I guess, after that whole thing that they were working on it, and it's still being said that T.I. is trying to get that shit thrown out of here.
I bet.
But according to some cryptic posts from just a few days ago, it seems as though Tiny is still very much on her new year, new me, new number, who this.
Good for her. Maybe he had another baby on her.
That's what I heard. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, it's likely, but you never know out here these days. I'm very quick to be like skeptical about everything I hear.
I mean, maybe. Tiny said if Karuchi not putting up with it, then bitch,
there ain't no reason I gotta do
fuck this.
I mean, because the majority of the kids in the house are his.
Right. She has Zanique. I almost called her Zanjane, which is not it at all.
It is almost.
Regine is Wayne's child.
That is.
Zanique, and then Major and
the three youngest ones.
Right. Yeah, the three babies.
Yes.
But
the other girl.
Right.
Them two boys are his, and the rest of the children are his, besides Zanique. So,
right. And Tiny has been, if anybody deserves half, it's Tiny. I can't think of a woman more deserving, because take it all, shit. Just take all the assets and leave him with all the debts, because you deserve.
So yeah, she posted an adorable photo as well with her and the baby on her hip and her, icy lenses. I'm getting used to her eyes.
No, I shall not.
I'm getting used to them.
No, I won't. I can't.
Well, that's all that I have.
I'm physically incapable of doing that. So, good for her, though. For real. Good for Tiny. Every woman has her breaking point.
Wow.
She had her lemonade moment.
Wow. Last but not least on the list here are these two niggas. Now, Soulja Boy has been fishing for any lane to get some attention. And this past week, he caught He called him a Chris Brown. So I don't know what the fuck really happened to start this, but Soulja Boy claims that Chris Brown called him and was threatened to beat his ass because he was leaving heart eye emojis underneath Karrueche's photographs, which,
Lord.
quick sidebar, shout the fuck out to Karrueche, although she handled the end of this mess poorly. Shout out to her 2016, publicly living a sorry video. I'm sure she went to see him at least once, or she's been on the phone with him a couple of times. I'm sure they have communicated.
Probably.
But at least in the eye of the public, she's sticking to her motherfucking guns.
That's right.
And that's what the fuck it's all about.
That's what matters.
So anyway, he claims Chris Brown wanted to fight his ass because of it,
Oh,
and then
girl.
threatened to beat his ass and do all of these other things. Now, I have not watched this Vlad interview that Soulja Boy did where he allegedly shot some. He talks about how he shot some people in his house. Did you not hear about the Soulja Boy challenge?
He shot some people in his house.
He said
I actively avoid all news to do with Soulja Boy.
same.
So
This
is all
inescapable.
new to me.
This one wasn't going anywhere because apparently his behavior and the way that he was speaking in the video was so absurd that people began to recreate it on social media and call it the Soulja Boy challenge.
God.
When also, I just don't
This
believe that
nigga.
Soulja Boy has ever shot anybody.
No, I was gonna say Soulja Boy shot somebody when. Nothing about him says thug or gangster to me. Like, not no real one.
He's like, you see these tears on my face, nigga. You know what time it is. Anybody
can
go
do that. I can get a Bic right now and just it doesn't mean that I've done anything. Don't mean that I'm in anything. Just means I have that on my face.
Which it is still ugly. I always assumed that you get that because you actually killed somebody, because why else would you tattoo your face? Like, especially a
Why would you
teardrop
want to
on it.
brand yourself in that way if you hadn't actually done it?
Because otherwise it's just an ugly tattoo.
It doesn't look super great. And also, I don't want other people to think that that's the sort of shit that I'm just finna do. Like, I don't want you to have that impression of me if that's not something I'm actually gonna do. Like, niggas love to play tough and pretend to be thugs until it's time to actually be thugs.
What a great way to frame this story.
Because
that's exactly
I
what
know
happened.
this is him being a clown. I know it is. I'm just wondering, did he get shot at?
He allegedly got robbed, but let's get there.
Oh, girl.
So, anyway, Chris Brown eventually hopped on social media and engaged it for a little bit and said how he wanted to fight Soulja Boy, and he was reaching out to Adrian Bronner to like put together a gym for them to fight for charity.
Oh, God.
Which, personally, I feel like, why not? You know what I'm saying? If you gonna fight somebody, if it's like that, you might as well go ahead and get it in the ring. Do it the safest way possible. Do it for charity. I don't see anything wrong with that.
For charity?
I mean,
Who's gonna pay for tickets?
they already talking about selling tickets. The shit is in March.
Oh, this is an actual event that's gonna
Adrian
happen.
already posted it. There's a flyer.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I really don't feel like it's actually going to happen. But as of right now, they're treating it like an official
Okay.
match. And they say tickets are in a location, a specific date is coming soon. Tickets are going to go up soon and all that stuff.
The
My whole thing
insurance
is
is gonna
like,
be sky
you
high
still
on
going to
that.
be this mad about this shit in March that you still going to want to fight this nigga?
Right.
Anyway,
Maybe if it had been like the next day, but y'all gonna wait weeks and then fight about it?
either way, I think that fighting in a boxing ring because you want to fight somebody is actually a productive way of dealing with.
Right. Well, it means you
One.
actually gonna fight too, and it's not gonna turn into some other shit. Like, we about
Right.
to box. We're
Because
just about to
like
beat
saying,
ass.
"Oh, I'm going to come and fight you," someone's going to stop it. The police will get involved. You don't get to actually fight the way that you can if you step into a ring and say, "Well, then let's do this."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't personally. It's stupid,
It
but
is.
I do not think that there is anything wrong with that solution in general. This is just a dumb reason to do it.
Well, look at who we dealing with.
Look at who. So, Keep in mind that Soulja Boy has been at it randomly over the past few weeks with Quavo for nothing, Lil Yachty, whoever that is, and then like countless Instagram people. Like he just gets into it with people to be spoken about because he's not doing anything else.
Right.
So randomly, he allegedly apologized, and then he didn't apologize, and then all of this back and forth video shit on Instagram and Instagram Live and whatever, until finally there's this moment where Soulja Boy is on Instagram Live out in the streets of LA somewhere. It has been said that these niggas live like a 2-minute Uber away from each other. I don't know how true that is, and I don't care.
Okay.
But they all apparently live relatively close to one another, which does not surprise me.
Right.
So Soulja Boy is on Instagram Live. He out in the streets of wherever in the fuck Los Angeles with some niggas in, long black tees. All of a sudden one day he spots, at some moment. I just don't care. At one point he spots some nigga out of the corner of his eyes and rushes up to him like, they say Soulja Boy can't hang out in the hood. They say Soulja Boy don't be in the hood. The man immediately pushes him off. And then at one point, it sounds like there could have been a scuffle. He drops his phone so you don't see anything. And then they pick the phone up. He's gone. And they're like, oh, this is my phone now, nigga. And then the shit's over. I feel like that was some bullshit.
Okay.
Like, I don't see how that does not make sense to me. Like that did not seem real at all to me. It didn't sound like there was a fight. Mm-hmm. It didn't sound like there was a real struggle to me at all. I don't understand what the purpose of that was. Then he posted a photo of himself in some like fighting headgear saying that he's training for this shit. It is just the dumbest, funniest, most pointless foolishness ever. Karrueche got involved and she put some, her iOS press release out and said that
that's real.
That it was all silly and so pointless and that she's focusing on, her new life and blah, blah, blah and all this other shit. So then, of course, Chris Brown promptly logged on, did not log off. I'm sure he just got a tag or somebody tagged him in it or whatever and he was like, oh, word. Cussed her ass out and said that he fucked all her friends and that all the bitches that she going on vacation with or whatever all had his dick in their mouths.
Nice.
Wasn't that sweet? Mind you, 2 days after he was like, I'm in my feelings. I want that old thing back. But he said that was just him playfully commenting on
He's just a piece of shit. He is just a piece of shit.
He's in his feelings.
No, he's garbage. That is
no,
trash.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying that he's in his feelings.
He
and
might
acting
be
out
in his feelings and on drugs and all other manners of things.
Each of the above.
And also just an asshole. And that response had me feeling like, I see why she don't fuck with you. Like, look how you act.
He acted like that when she did fuck with him.
Oh, that's true too.
She's just tired now.
We can't forget the infamous Christmas courtside with Rihanna. That's just...
She just could not deal with changing royalty.
She said, no, I have put up with a lot.
She couldn't do that. And I don't feel like you can, hold that against her ass or whatever. But
she probably took one good long look at that baby and said, I can't. I thought I could. And I'm going to have to go.
He's very manipulative towards her especially. I'm sure women and loads of other people. But that whole leaving them comments underneath them pictures, he's fucking bitches. Like, he's good. You know what I'm saying? He has no short of a beautiful woman, by the way, still dealing with him on whichever drug.
I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying? And all of his Instagram nonsense, they will still have no shortage of hoes who will be ready to be by his bedside. But she is the one that got motherfucking away, and niggas can't handle that. And so all of that, leaving comments under that, and he just knows that people are going to be talking about that for days, and you ain't going to be able to escape people talking about the fact that your ex is still trying to get back with you.
He always talks about the fact that he put her on, but like, you're the only one who's ever bringing that up. Like, she's never going around talking about, I'm Chris Brown's ex and I do this. Like, For the most part, that little girl keeps to herself. Like, I don't never see her in mess until Chris Brown brings her into it.
And she didn't really do that much when they were together.
Like, just let Karrueche live. Like, y'all are broken up, okay? Like, just let her go. If she has some little trash B-list career or whatever you want to make fun of her, just let her have that then. Why can't she just go flop without you? Leave her alone, nigga.
Further proof again that money doesn't mean shit when it comes to the game of happy.
It really doesn't.
He
so pressed over her.
Could easily be like, I am simply the winner in every one of these situations. Like, you're the winner because you still have a job. Like, you beat someone's ass, a woman's ass, horribly, and you are still able to sell records out here, which many people thought you would never be able to do again. And I enjoy the party song. This girl, yeah, she left you, but she left you because you did her dirty.
I mean, she had a pretty good reason.
Publicly. More than once. Like,
she had a lot of good reasons.
And you can still go get a beautiful girl. So it's like,
if all she was just some pretty face and you was fucking all her friends, then why are you still so worried about her?
Then leave her. Niggas. Is that not further proof to the fact that you should leave her alone then because you weren't very nice?
He's just trash. Ugh.
But whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, is that it?
Thank God for that baby. She's the greatest. So shady.
I was just haven't seen enough of royalty lately. Less Chris Brown and more royalty.
More royalty. I live for her.
Less of most of these assholes and more of Saint West throwing up all over everything.
I knew I loved royalty from that side eye in the back of that car.
Oh, yes.
But it was a combination piece if you get into it because it was a lingering side eye. It was the one that starts when you're in the middle of your foolishness, but it stays there until you stop. Like, she kept her eyes on him until he was like, I guess I look done. And then she turned her back on him. Legend. Icon. Like,
I mean, because she was really enjoying herself, and then all of a sudden, here he go. And so she was just like, when you ready to give me my moment back?
I don't even...
Like, who invited you?
You fucked everything up. You ruined...
I was in the zone.
Everything. Like, she just eased him his face.
I gotta go find that video and favorite it
I
because
watch it at least once.
It is excellent.
It is fantastic. She's so funny. Like, anyway, that's it for this week. More to come. Let's take a break.
Amen. Hey guys, this week's episode of The Read is also brought to you by Third Love. Did you know that women and other people with titties change bra sizes an average of 6 times in their lives? I know I've been through at least 4 or 5 already. That's why finding the perfect bra can make all the difference. And thankfully, Third Love bras were developed using thousands of real measurements and range from sizes AA to G, including signature half cup sizes. So no matter your body shape, you are sure to find a fit that's right for you. And with Third Love's Fit Finder, it only takes 30 seconds to determine the best size and style for your body. Third Love stands behind their products so much that they are willing to let you guys try a bra from their 24/7 collection for free. Just pay $2.99 for shipping. Y'all know how much I love their 24/7 t-shirt bra. It feels absolutely amazing. I leave it on all day. It feels fantastic. You can order a bra, take the tags off, wear it, wash it, totally live in it for 30 days to make sure it's your new favorite bra. If you love it, keep it and they'll charge your card. If you don't, send it back for free and your card won't be charged. It's that easy. So go to thirdlove.com/read to get started today. That's thirdlove.com/READ. Do something nice for yourself and your titties, and let's move on.
So we are back, and it is time for our listener letters.
It is. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. And I just want to start off really quickly with a note from somebody who calls herself Kanye's new hair, and she said that I just wanted to let you know that instead of writing in to ask, I just went ahead and broke up with my boyfriend because I knew it's probably what y'all would say anyway.
Work.
So thanks. You guys generally make great cases for people in their early 20s to focus on themselves and what they need, as opposed to investing more time and energy into people and relationships that aren't working. So thanks. Thank you, girl, for going ahead and taking the initiative to break up with that nigga because you already knew what it was. You knew.
I mean, odds are that's what we would have
You
said.
sat down to email us and was writing it out and then was like, you know what? Let me just control A because I'm just going to call this nigga and tell him we need to talk because this is not. All right. So moving on to our letters. Our first one comes from someone who says, It's between me or your thumb.
What?
Her name is Alberta. And she said, "What up, Kid Fury and Crissle? I have a huge dilemma. I've been with my boyfriend for a while now, and I have to say, if there was ever a such thing as a perfect man,
I know exactly what this letter is.
he would be the mold. He's attentive, works hard, and has even stepped up to help me take care of my 6-month-old son, and I've never been happier with anyone. This nigga is 24 years old and cannot keep his damn thumb out of his mouth. And the fucked up part is that this nigga doesn't even want to try to stop doing it. The shit is absolutely abysmal. How the hell are you going to try to be sexy and get me in the mood while you sitting up sucking your thumb? It's repulsing, and I've told him numerous times that I'm turned off by it, and it affects the way I view him sexually. And I basically gave him the ultimatum of me or his thumb. And this nigga chose his thumb." I guess my question is, am I being insensitive and overdramatic about this by asking him to stop? Or does this nigga need to grow the fuck up and let that thumb sucking shit go? Please help. I've been listening since day one, and I love you guys. Aw. Alberta, that's a fake name. She's anonymous. I make that up. Oh, you ain't shit.
It better be.
Well, I don't think you even have to worry about whether you're being insensitive or overdramatic because he already told you he chose his thumb. Damn, what the hell?
So
that's so gross. Ugh. I could not be with somebody who sucked their thumb.
Are we required to answer the question?
So would you? So the whole issue with somebody sucking their thumb, I felt similarly repulsed when I read this letter. Like the thought of being with somebody whose thumb smells like dried saliva at all times. And with like little chew marks or teeth marks in their nails. And just,
so here's
the
thing. You know, I don't have a problem telling my truth.
Okay.
When I was maybe like my last few years of high school or early college, like that age range, I used to think guys in my age range who sucked their thumb were cute. Like, I just thought that it was cute that, I don't know, there wasn't, like, I did not need for you to do it by any means, but, like, guys who sucked their thumb when I was that age, I thought that there was something cute about it. Because it was just, like, kiddie and, like, young and, like, cute. I just found something, like, adorable about that. Then I grew up, and now, if a nigga sucked his thumb, like, first of all, when you read it, the first thing I thought of was that smell. Like, your thumb. Because my youngest brother sucked his thumb until he was 10. And
that's not a fun smell, bro.
I just remember not only was his thumb always, like, dry or something like that, but sometimes like it would like crack, like the skin would get damaged and stuff because he sucked his thumb so much. So it's like a neurological thing, maybe. I really don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Is it like a coping mechanism or like a self-soothing type
I think
of
it's
thing?
a self-soothing thing. It is.
But
because that's why babies do it, isn't it?
I mean, I guess. I don't truly know. I haven't sucked my thumb since.
But see, let me tell you, my brother, my mom and I always joke about this with him because he used to say when he was a kid, when they would ask him, when are you going to stop sucking your thumb? He would say, when I'm 10.
He had decided.
And when he turned 10, he stopped.
He knew.
So it wasn't like, it couldn't have been something where he was just like addicted to it and he just couldn't help it. Because he made a conscious decision years prior that when I hit double digits is when it's too, like, I don't care what the fuck y'all talking about.
I'm going to give myself till 10 to figure this out.
That is when I feel like
and then I'm going to let it go.
And he stopped. So
see, at least your brother had a plan. This man is 24 with no desire to stop.
That's too much.
I can't even consider him the perfect man if he sucks his thumb. That may be petty or small or trivial of me, but that is just, how can you take him anywhere? What if he's just at your parents' house and he just starts sucking his thumb?
Maybe he sucked his thumb sometimes when he was asleep.
Right.
But even then, I
like
would
if
probably
he was
like
sick
walk
or sad or something like that.
Not sad.
Well, I mean, if you fall asleep crying.
Oh, sleeping. Like you were sad when you fell asleep.
Right. Like you were sad when you fell asleep. And so,
that makes sense.
Right.
So like occasionally if I walk into the bedroom and you sleep and you got your thumb in your mouth, I'm like,
woo.
But like all the time you're just watching the game or whatever. Your thumb is in your mouth.
Yeah.
That would get on my nerves in an hour.
And the fact that he's like willing to abandon a relationship behind it, I guess he has that right, but
He absolutely has that right. But guess what that is?
Gross.
It is something. It is what we call a shining.
Yeah.
It is a shining testament to where that was going.
Yep.
Oh, did it gleam?
Because you already have a 6-month-old, and here go a man sucking his thumb. So it was like, the universe was like, how many kids do you want to raise? That's how I would look at it, because I just can't deal with you sucking your thumb. I just can't. We're going to have to move on past that. So the fact that he let you know that he couldn't
do it.
He wasn't willing to compromise with you on that. Even though, I know you feel strongly about him and you thought he was so great or whatever, girl, I would cut your losses. Get out now while emotionally it's still easier to break free of him and go meet you somebody who can keep his hands out of his mouth. Like, that's just the number of germs, right? Like, he probably has strep throat all the time. Ugh.
Your thumb is all like, ugh.
And phones are nasty. So our next question, there's a gay man and then there's a couple in New York City trying to deal with New York City rent. So who should we go with?
Both of them sound depressing.
I'm going to go with the gay man because I feel like I don't choose enough of those stories. So this one comes from Smithers, and he says,
wow.
I made up that name.
Okay.
I'm 27, and I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend, who's 30, for a year now, and it's been quite the roller coaster ride. Initially, when we first met, he was very open about this being his first gay relationship and him never having sex with a man before. Fast forward to about 6 months in, and he goes on a trip with some friends who are gay and doesn't call me for the whole weekend. Mm-hmm. When he got back, he told me how one of the gay...
What is the rest of the letter? Why are you even laughing?
Because you said, like you already know where it's going.
I am simply listening to the story.
When he got back, he told me how one of the guys on the trip hooked up with a random guy they met at a bar.
Okay.
Keep in mind, this man is also in a relationship and we're friends with both of the men. Aside from telling me about what happened, he was not shy on voicing how attractive he thought the guy from the bar was. After being home for about 3 days, the boyfriend of the man who cheated found out and our friendship ended in a huge fallout. After the fallout, my boyfriend claimed the guy from the bar reached out to him first, but that was a lie. Ever since then, I've caught him FaceTiming this man, and the man was shirtless. He mentioned that the guy wants a friendship with him, but he's open to more, and they've both sent text messages to each other about how attractive they are. I was very vocal in expressing how uncomfortable his relationship with this guy is because of how it was initiated. We've blocked and deleted this guy 5 times, and every single time he adds him back.
Then we have
I don't want to be that insecure boyfriend that always nags. But how do I compromise my own feelings, or should I even be the one that does the compromising? I love this man so much. Should I suck it up and let him be friends with this man, or should I... Ellipsis.
There's already plenty sucking going on.
Signed, Scared of Lonely. Oh. Smithers, I mean.
Girl, and that's your motherfucking problem now. You scared of
lonely is your problem.
Like, that's your number one problem. Because
did you read this letter, my nigga?
Did you hear what you put into the email?
Y'all have not jointly blocked nobody. You have blocked.
And maybe he has agreed to block them in your presence.
He probably sat there and blocked them in front of you.
So that he can simply unblock them as soon as you move. But... the simple fact of this situation is that nigga is cheating on you.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
You can leave him.
And not even really trying to hide it. He FaceTiming and shit.
Like, the niggas are texting each other about how fine they are. You see the nigga on FaceTime with his goddamn shirt off. The nigga told you he thinks that the motherfucker is fine and told you about some shady-ass shiesty behavior that they were involved in or whatever that somebody already lost their man over. And you don't... Like, that nigga is absolutely cheating on you. If he ain't cheated on you officially yet, it's just coming.
It's coming, right.
So you can either be like, all right, well, this is finished. Let's move on. and go do your own thing, or you can agree that the nigga is fine and see if maybe you can join in. Because like I said,
oh wow,
many of these niggas, I'm telling you, I don't understand it, and I don't know that I'm at that point in my life yet where I can even entertain that. I know that I don't want a boyfriend. A man is different.
Okay.
I could use a man. I could use a man or two. You know what I'm saying?
A man, but not your man.
I don't want a boyfriend. A man to me is somebody who you have a connection with, and it can even be exclusive in the sense of like, this is the nigga I'm dealing with or whatever. I don't want somebody who I have to be like, all right, I'm going to bed now. All right, my plane takes off at 7:05. All right, yeah, well, I didn't get a chance to text you back today because I had to, I don't want obligations and responsibilities of having a committed partner.
Right.
I would like somebody I can go on dates with, be cute with, take pictures together. And if we choose to do that, just the two of us, fine.
Right.
But I'm not having nobody who I got to be like, and who is this bitch? Like, because if I feel it's that, it'll be like, all right, well, y'all have fun.
Yeah.
This was great. I had a really good time myself. That's just where I'm at in terms of relationships now. I say all that to say that these niggas out here, most of the ones I know that have been in committed relationships with somebody for many years, it's because they do shit together. Because some niggas just can't help but be a hoe. Now, that's not everybody. Sad. I know lots of people, gay relationships, men who are in committed relationships and, as far as I know, are monogamous. But few and oh so far between.
Right.
So
I think you have to acknowledge that this man is cheating or shall continue to cheat. And so what you have to really decide is, are you okay with that? You wrapped it up so nice. Well,
that's it in a nutshell.
I appreciate your insight though, because you be knowing.
I'm just trying to give you an alternative, you know what I'm saying? Because it ain't like you're never going to see somebody out on the street besides your boyfriend that you think is fine as fuck.
This one,
some people just choose to be like, so you want to do this or what? Because like,
right.
And I doubt you're one of those people. It doesn't sound like that. You sound a lot like myself in being a hopeless romantic or somebody who can't see your man fucking somebody else or whatever the case may be, which is fair too. But that nigga is going to fuck FaceTime homie.
Yeah. You ain't got to worry about
gonna happen.
Being nagging like about cheating. That's not a nag. Like if y'all have sat there together and blocked this man on his phone and then the man mysteriously keeps getting unblocked 5 times, it's just time to face reality, sir. Like it's just time to go ahead and come face to face with what the situation actually is. He's definitely cheating. So are you cool with it or are you not? And make your decision from there. I know you don't want to be lonely. I know you don't want to be alone. I know you don't want to be hurt. But you're going to be all those things and in a shitty relationship. Like being in a relationship isn't going to change any of that from happening for you.
Like you can spend however many months, maybe longer than that, adjusting to being by yourself for a minute and then realize how
fun
lit that shit is. Or you could endure this for longer than that and be miserable running up after this nigga and his phone every second of every day.
Yeah.
While he is absolutely putting his dick in people that are not you. That is going to, like, it is just gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm not wasting no time on no back and forth when none of these niggas, especially if you can't do shit for me that I can't do for myself.
Especially.
So,
That's a word
end
right there.
of the all you can really do for me is hopefully break my back down and treat me, you know what I'm saying? And treat me to maybe a nice date.
Well, damn.
But that is not something that any nigga could do that.
Right.
So, as far as that whole back and forth goes with the rest of these hoes, I'm not doing it. What I'm laying out to you right now is that, nigga, I know you're cheating because I'm not stupid. And if you are not cheating, what you're doing is incredibly inconsiderate and
it's disrespectful to your relationship.
It's out of line. So, it will end or I will leave. Which one? Know that if you say that you want these things to continue and I stay here and we continue to have a problem, that there will be no more conversation.
Yeah, no.
There will be slow singing and there will be additional flower bringing.
Well, don't go snapped on that nigga, but keep your word, you know?
No, I'm totally kidding. Leave him.
I mean, I watched a lot of Snapped, and sometimes
I love him.
A lot of those episodes, I'll be like, I don't see the problem. I just don't.
I don't. A lot of them, I don't see the alternative. I don't see another option.
Some of them are like, well, you were just one dumb bitch, and this, like, you took an insurance policy out on your husband 2 weeks ago, and now he dead. Okay, girl. You did not.
Okay, so
all right, girl. But some of them are just like, I would have killed them way faster than this.
Like, I don't know what took you so long. But
relationships ending, that sucks. Breakups suck, but you will smile again. Things will be happy again. You will adjust to being alone. You will find joy in being by yourself if you do it right.
Work on that shit first.
You should be happy being alone. If you cannot be happy being alone, you have no business being in a relationship.
Work on that shit. I promise you, once you are good being alone, like alone,
man, it's everything.
And you're just like, oh, I love this. I actually kind of prefer it. Like, once you get to that place, you will deal with these types of things with such finesse. It will be like nothing to you, because it will mean nothing for that nigga to not be in your life, because you're doing damn good alone.
So good luck to you. I hope you find the strength to leave, because that's honestly what you need to do.
I mean, the nigga basically did everything but
he keeps unblocking the nigga and talking to him anyway. Come on.
And you were still you're finding out. Like, you know.
I can't. I'm trying to think of finding my nigga doing some shit like this and being like, oh, it's okay. No big deal. And I just don't see it. All right. Our last letter comes from Shishi, who says, that's a fake name also.
Okay.
Who says, I'm in a pickle. My boyfriend of almost 5 years and I have been trying to move from our Harlem apartment for 3 months. It's been difficult because, as you both know, rent in New York City is astronomical, and we don't earn enough to pay anybody's $1,400 for a tiny-ass apartment.
I know, it's black ass, right?
Ain't it? Enter his aunt, who has close to 6 figures sitting in her bank accounts. She very generously gave us $10,000 to cover our deposits, broker fees, and any moving fees.
All right.
And she doesn't want a dime of it back.
Work.
Here's the rub. His family is low-key racist. They're black Puerto Ricans who refuse to acknowledge their own blackness. I'm black American from Louisiana. They even relay with pride anecdotes about how white or lighter Latino folks sometimes talk shit about them in Spanish, not realizing that they also understand and speak it, and they have such glee in their faces when they say, no, I'm not black, I'm Puerto Rican, as if those two things are mutually exclusive. After realizing this about his family a few years ago, I purposely began to keep my distance. You can see from my Abby, oh yeah, she does. She has included a picture here, that I am a peanut butter colored black woman, and my boyfriend has about the same skin tone. Not only that, his mother is proper dark skinned, and I would have mistaken his whole family for black Americans if not for their accents. So their denial of their blackness is particularly frustrating, especially because they feel like I relate to them as a whole entire proud black American, because don't get it twisted. Okay. My question is this: how am I supposed to deal with these folks? I'm 100% grateful for all that money, and it will help us immeasurably, but they are so disrespectful to black people, even though they are black themselves, that I really don't want to have anything to do with them. To make matters worse, they love me because they see how happy my boyfriend is after a bunch of bad relationships. So they try to make me feel welcome, but I sort of feel like this money was used to put us on a leash. Please help. Signed, Shishi. Well, girl.
So
you are in a pickle. Kind of.
I'm not going to waste any time talking about, the ins and outs of colorism and the Caribbean.
No, she did a pretty good job of describing it.
I feel like we've done it, and there's still so much to say that I don't feel like saying. But what I will say is you should probably have a conversation with your man about how you feel about these types of things, and, see if he can be the one separate from you to have that conversation with them. I would not be surprised if he does not see the problem in it. I wouldn't be surprised if he's just so used to hearing it that he doesn't even realize or even consider that would be something that offends you. And honestly, they probably don't see the problem in it. I'm sure they don't even consider that shit to be racist or a problem in any way, shape, or form. So you can take the L and be the fuck quiet and deal with that shit every time you hear him in, acknowledgement that Plenty of people don't like their in-laws.
That's true.
You could just rest on that and just be like, you know what? I'm not crazy about them. At least they like you. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean,
there could be that.
Girl, this is $10,000. That may not be nothing to a whole bunch of people, but when it comes time to moving in New York City, that's about what you're going to need to get shit together. And so you and your man have been together for 5 years. It seems like you're probably going to be around for a while. I would kind of look at it like, I'm going to take this money because truly I do need to move and I need the help. Like, take the assistance that you need from the people who can give it to them. But that doesn't mean, you got to let all their dumb shit slide or just let them say whatever racist or ignorant shit that they want to or let them act like they not black. Like, it maybe just means that you don't get all up in their face hollering and screaming and, wagging your finger and all that. But it doesn't mean you can't still say shit when you feel like they're being fucked up or saying something racist. Like,
I mean, at the very least,
you ain't have to give up the money or nothing.
Without calling them out, you could always, just say, this is how that type of talk makes me feel. Like, I am a black girl, and when you say certain things like this, it makes me feel kind of uncomfortable or disrespected or dismissed or whatever. So it's really driving home the idea that this is something that is bothering you.
Yeah.
I just can't give you an idea of how that conversation will go, because many people are not receptive to it, especially people from the islands, and they don't think that there's anything wrong with it, but they keep this stuff up all of the time. So
right,
it's either not saying shit and keeping keeping yourself out of the way because of that money, if that's what you want to do, or you find the most easy, drama-free way of addressing it.
Yeah, I would honestly would just say things when I felt like it was appropriate to correct them, especially if somebody said something to me directly that was incorrect or racist, then I would feel the desire or the need to correct that. But in general, I would just limit my time around them niggas. Like, you ain't got to live with them. You ain't got to be over there. So take their money and go set up your apartment with your man and be happy, have a good life and engage with them as little as possible if that's what you have to do.
Right.
Good luck to you. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We'll be back.
Hey guys, this week's episode is being brought to you by ZipRecruiter. If you are hiring, do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? Take a guess. It's ZipRecruiter. When you post your job in one place, you limit the opportunity to maximize the number of capable candidates you need to fill that position. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all of the top sites. And now with ZipRecruiter, you can do just that. Using the site, you can post your job to over 100 job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click, expanding the possibilities of finding great people for these positions.
That's true. You can find candidates in any city or industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your candidates roll into ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. And if you have any issues, ZipRecruiter's friendly and human support staff is ready to help. So find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 1 million businesses. Our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/theread. That's ZipRecruiter.com/the READ. Go ahead and find yourself a qualified candidate, and let's move on.
This week's episode of The Read is also being brought to you by Loot Crate. Loot Crate brings you epic gear, housewares, and collectibles right to your doorstep every single month. Yes, it is a boxed up subscription service with cool curated mystery items, about 4 or 6 a box, that are always waiting to be discovered when your new Loot Crate arrives. It's the best surprise you know is coming. Like I've said before, I was subscribed to Loot Crate before they started running ads on the website. On the show. And I recently got a Loot Crate with a Kingdom Hearts scarf in it and a Mr. Robot shirt. They really hold it down with the apparel, socks and stuff especially. But I'm wearing the hell out of that Kingdom Hearts scarf this winter.
Well, I'm particularly excited because this January, Loot Crate has awesome and exclusive items from your old school favorites with the new Origins theme, which is right up my old ass alley. You can see where it all started and explore iconic origins with historic items featuring Superman, Captain America, my favorite Mario, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You've got until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive this month's Crate, but when the cutoff happens, that's it. These exclusive items are gone forever. So go to lootcrate.com/read and enter code READ to save $3 on any new subscription today. Again, that's lootcrate.com/read and enter code READ to save $3 on any new subscription. Get your geek on with Loot Crate, and now let's wrap up the show.
So we're back. It is time for the read.
It is. Do you want me to go first? I don't have real ones today, so it's up to you. I just have two small things to say.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Are any of them related to Kim Burrell?
Not at all.
Go for it.
I wasn't going to talk about that at all. Oh, shit. I just realized we didn't do that in the Hot Topics. Ha! Well, so on to my reads that have nothing to do with that this week. First of all, Nintendo, girl. I got the Super Mini NES thing for Christmas with the preloaded games on it or whatever.
Yes.
It's perfect for me. I've had the old Nintendo before. I like this new tiny thing. I like the games it comes preloaded with. I don't care that it doesn't have Tecmo Bowl or whatever.
1,000% sure I know what your read is going to be.
It's perfect for me. I just do not understand why these niggas shipped it with one controller and this short-ass cord.
I knew it.
I don't get it.
I could have told you that.
I was like, so how am I supposed to play Super Mario Brothers with one controller, girl? Like, really? Whoever does that? Like, you can't do, not even the old Mario, like with one controller, you can't do their POW. It's not fun without Luigi in there with you. The Mario 3, which is like my favorite video game of all time. And then so not only do I not have another controller, so I have to play it by myself, which is okay until my other controller comes from Amazon. But that cord is so fucking short that you are like right up on your TV.
You have to be in the television.
Praise God for Amazon because they sell these cords that are like 6 feet long and they just plug in. And so I just got it today. So it's a lot more fun playing from a distance. But I just don't understand. Y'all knew we was gonna need this. Y'all know that ain't nobody's TV. Nobody sits that close to their TV like that. TVs are not eye level to us no more. Y'all know that. Why would y'all do this?
I don't know where they came from.
It doesn't make any sense to me, but it's been frustrating the fuck out of me because I've been having a great time with that little box otherwise. I know a lot of people feel like it's a ripoff and it's garbage and this.
For the price it is? I don't think so.
It was perfect for me. The type of video gamer I am. I'm the type of person who's been trying to justify buying a PlayStation for months, but I can't find any non-shooter or non-scary games to play with it. So
that's because you're not.
So the Nintendo Mini was perfect for me. I just wish you niggas had been just a little bit more considerate about the length of these cords and the number of controllers. That's all. That's just like, it's Nintendo. Don't tell me y'all done got it in the budget. You're like, come on.
That was just a poor decision.
So, and secondly, something I'm sure I've discussed before on this show, but it bears repeating, especially around this time of year. Men, your dicks are not that big. Please close your fucking legs on the subway. It is crowded in this bitch. Everybody is taking the train these days because it's cold outside. The white people who normally ride their bikes everywhere are on the train. People like me who normally walk everywhere on the train. There is no more space for you to spread out and let your nuts breathe all the way up to Washington Heights or the Bronx, girl. Close your fucking legs. Move your dick. Sit it on top of your thigh or whatever you have to do. Tuck it. I don't care. But just close your fucking legs on the fucking train. Men be on the train and it's a whole fucking row of like 20 seats and there'll be 5 men with their knees spread across, like damn near touching each other. For what? What are y'all doing that for? Do you want me to believe that you have like a tree trunk in between your legs and you just need that much space for your dick to hang? Pick it up, girl. Close your fucking legs.
I mean, you should still be able to.
You can move it. Can you not move it?
Anyway.
You can move. It's pliable. I know that. I know it. I know it can be mushed and moved in different directions. Move it and close your fucking legs. That's it. I'm done.
Okay.
That was all.
Kim Burrell led, I guess, what you would call a sermon at her church in Houston. Love and Liberty Fellowship Church International.
Lord.
At some point during this sermon,
Love and liberty.
She was recorded preaching against the quote, perverted homosexual spirit and the spirit of delusion and confusion. Because it has deceived many men and women, she says. I want you to know that this, I just can't call it, it's a rant. It was more of a rant to me. I feel like rant is an appropriate word. It was just so aggressive. Like, she's basically up here hollering about, any man that would have another man's penis in his face, that's perversion. It's a sin. Any woman who would put her face in another woman's breasts. And it's perversion. And like going on this like long, drawn out tirade about homosexuals and how it's perverted and it's confusion. And we need to, to free these people, or they need to free themselves, and we got to start making the church look bad, and all of these things. I'll get to more of it in a sec. Either way,
okay,
it was quite enough for her to get dragged, like the following day.
Mm-hmm.
So she hopped on, I want to say it was Instagram Live, could have been Facebook Live. I didn't see any little hearts, so I'm guessing it was that one, yes. And, she looked distraught, disheveled, and she begins to, I wouldn't even say explain herself, but she starts talking about it in this fake-ass, smiley, I'm so saved, Phaedra Parks 101 ass attitude. I'm just gonna wait for everybody to log on. Yes. Oh, hi, babies. Oh, I know. I am fine. Don't you? We are gonna talk all about it. Kim, shut up. So from there, she starts to talk about how, people are the enemy. The enemy didn't show the full video. And that they are just trying to, they're trying to get people who have loved her to stop supporting her by like spreading lies and all of this type of shit. She says,
oh, girl,
if you watch the video, anybody who, has the spirit of gay or who supports the gay, she says, I never said LGBT. I said SIN. Kimberly. Kimmy. What? Like, what? First of all, you never said sin. You said homosexuality was perverted. Homosexuals take up a large group of the LGBT. Homosexuals are the L, the G, and sometimes the T. So what did you think? You didn't have to say LGBT. That's like if I was to be like, I didn't say fruit, I said oranges. It was implied. Like, oranges are a fruit.
They are, right. You didn't have to use the acronym in order to be talking about us, girl. You didn't have to say lesbians to mean dykes or whatever else. Like, shut up.
I never said that gay people were going to hell. I never once in my life said I have a problem with gay people. I never said they were going to hell. So why is it all of this? And why are people mad and blah, blah, blah? Sweetheart, you did. First of all, again, that was implied. You didn't have to out your mouth to say that gay people were going to hell. And even if you didn't say it, even if you didn't imply it, what you still said was horrible. Like, you act like what you said was some sweet, nice way of trying to save souls, and it wasn't you damning people and saying that they're lost, they're confused, and they need to be saved before the end of their lives. Like, girl, you were up on stage about homosexuality being perverted, and we're perverts, and we're all of this type of stuff, and how can you do this, and that's gay, and this is wrong, and if you say yes, then you're this type of person, and all of this other fuck shit. Like, girl, what you said was wretched, and you knew that people would feel a way about it. You just forgot their phones got cameras on them now, and that you didn't expect for that shit to hit the internet and go viral and for you to get dragged by it because you knew that your ass had to be on Ellen in a couple of days, and whoops, no, actually not. And I'm sure that Ellen would not have known about that for any other reason. Ellen probably didn't even know Kim Burrell was on the show that day. Like, you know what I'm saying? The internet absolutely was like, can I speak to Mr. Generous, please? So I don't know if you've been on the internet today, but get her ass off. We want it down now, right now. Like, you were just on fucking Frank Ocean's album singing whatever. Now his mama out here cussing you out saying she wants you removed.
Crop her off.
Like, get her off. So you knew exactly what you were saying and you fucking meant that shit. You just didn't expect for it to hit the internet or for you to get dragged by it. You flat out said you feel like the enemy is just, all of these people who have loved me and know who I am and who might not want to support me anymore. That's what you're worried about. You're worried about the loss of support, and you fucking deserve it because you up on stage preaching intolerance. Girl, what? Are you fucking kidding me? First of all, you should be lucky, and you've worked in the music industry long enough to have been working alongside gay people, having gay people have you not out here looking like Nikki Parker all the time. You work with gay people and for gay people when it benefits you, when it'll put $1 in your motherfucking pocket, when it'll have people paying attention to your voice and your sound and your brand, talking about, I don't have a Grammy, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, what are you actually worried about?
What does a Grammy have to do with it?
What does that have to do with anything? People know the type of person that I am, and, I was just doing what God called me to do, and, Diddy, like, can we, let's turn around just for a second and let's stop here. Did he call you? Because this isn't directed at Kim Burrell specifically. I feel like there are a lot of people in the church or in the churchy environment who just preach because they feel like they can, or they've been around it long enough and they know how to, what inflections to put in their voice and when to yell and when to speak in tongues. And they feel like they kind of have like a structure of it, and so then they will do it. Now, I don't think that there's anything wrong with preaching if you feel compelled to go and do it. But I don't feel like you need to be saying that God called you or you're doing God's work. God definitely called you to sing.
Oh, yes. He did give you that.
That, he was very clear in what he wanted you to do with that whole thing. I don't believe that God is just out here calling every single one of these people who are saying they're doing God's work, or I'm just doing what God has called me to do. I'm just repeating what he has told me. God is like, I didn't add in all that extra shit. Like, I don't know. You're freestyling. We didn't have a conversation about last night. I don't know what you're talking about. Either way, another thing that pissed me off about what she said is how she said that it's nothing personal. Like, people ain't going to make her seem like she's this and the third or whatever, because it's not anything to be mad about. What she was saying was nothing personal. It was about sin, the sin in you and the sin in me. It wasn't anything personal, but you personally called out Eddie Long and talked about how he looks now and saying, well, nobody would be talking about how you got AIDS if it wasn't for the homosexual who came out and told all your business about what you was doing and da-da-da-da-da. But you came right back on Facebook Live the next day talking about it's nothing personal, and you weren't even talking about, you were talking about your church and like specifically the members of your church. Eddie Long, go to your goddamn church, girl. Like, you called that nigga out and imply that he has AIDS, which he has not. Has anybody confirmed that man has AIDS?
I mean, whose business is it? Who is Kim Burrell to even be speaking on that?
Nobody. I think Sherry Shepherd's dumbass did something similar recently, too. I heard on, like, the Ricky Smiley show.
Don't make me defend Eddie Long. Good God.
I won't do it. But at the end of the day, that's just some more shit that we have to deal with simply being gay. Even last year, when I was in the hospital for the IBS, which can I say is kicking my ass today. Sidebar on a sidebar. I think that people think IBS means that you just shit on yourself all the time. I have not shit on myself since I wore diapers.
Okay.
Since I had things on to catch them.
That's good.
So that is not, it is a pain that I don't think many people really understand.
Right.
It is kicking my ass. Anyway,
sorry.
When I went to the hospital last year for that, and I talked about it because I feel like we missed the show or the show was late or something because of it, I was like, I know I'm getting HIV rumors. I just know that I am. I know I am, because any gay, especially a gay man of color, once they're in the hospital for anything, you could have cut your finger chopping onions, anything. You in the hospital for anything. Nigga, don't take a picture of me in this bed. Don't tell nobody that I was here because they're going to start talking about I got AIDS. Without fail. I see it happen to people all the time. Not just me. Anybody. Gay people do that to each other. They be seeing each other in the hospital or somebody and be like, ooh, that was not a Virginia house. Like...
It does. It happens.
And that's why, just because we're gay and there's this stereotype that we all got AIDS and blah, 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 there's plenty of things that could be going on to that man and have him look like that. But people just assume it's AIDS because of that. And here you are perpetuating that same ignorance and bullshit, but you want me to think now because you got dragged and Ellen said, no thanks, no girl, you won't be up here on this same ass stage that you thought you was getting ready to sing about. Now, all of a sudden, you want to switch stories around and it wasn't anything personal and, you know, it's all about making the church look bad. If homosexuality is perverted, if it's perversion and confusion and delusion and we're all sinners and all this other type of stuff, then how do you think you making the church look working with these people, making money off of these people, going to them for promotion? Which one is it? I am so tired of people in a church, especially black women in churches, who want to have one side on the fence and another side on the fence with this, oh, well, you know, we can love the sinner and hate the sin.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't. First of all, who actually told you that I'm sinning? We've had countless conversations. Again, I'm not going over them because I don't feel like I need to, and you ain't gonna do shit to me. But we've talked about this and the inaccuracies and the hypocrisy behind church homophobia for so long that at this point, if you are still doing it, it is because you choose to. I still believe in my heart of hearts that people, especially people within the black church, know what it's like to struggle. They know what it's like to be put aside. They know what it's like to be, you know what I'm saying, treated and thrown around like shit. So they take the power where they can. And the power is shitting on people who they feel like because of these couple of words in here, it makes me above you. But what about the whole sin not being, one not being greater than the other? Oh, that part doesn't count. Oh, that was that testament and that, oh, okay, that's what you're running with this year. Cool. All right. And then you wonder why you marry these motherfuckers and they going and fucking niggas and not saying anything to you because you sitting up in here right next to their motherfucking asses or are one of them in church every Sunday preaching and clapping to Kim Burrell and her fucking bag of bullshit. Gay people are not going anywhere. It is not something that you just choose to sign up for. They don't bring you a pamphlet. There isn't a clipboard involved where you just sign up for the gay and that is just where you choose. Gay people are going to be around for as long as the earth and life on it exists. It is just something that happens. So you can be a backwards ass, hypocrite ass Christian and be trying to damn people to places that you can't put them and continue to have people hiding in the shadows, marrying and fucking your asses. And then you want to be up here cheering in the front row of a goddamn Tyler Perry movie when he writes about that shit like you didn't have nothing to do with the reasons behind this bullshit being the way that it is today. Right. I don't give a fuck about any of that type of shit, girl. If that's how you feel, you are entitled to it. I'm not going to fight you on what you feel like God has told you or the conversations you have with God because what he has for you is for you. What he has for me is for me. I don't know how God works. I don't know why he does certain things that he does. I don't know why he had 15 people drop dead in like a matter of a week right before we got here. Like, I don't know what he does. But what I do know is that when I get to talking to him, he will say, hey, mind your goddamn business. Like, he will say, mind your me damn business. Like, shut up and do what I told you to do. So the same way, I don't know if God has called you to preach. You don't know what God has called me to do. You don't know the type of relationship. And that's why I don't base my Christianity or my faith in God on what I hear in church. Just growing up in church, I know I don't need to. I have seen enough from pastors, elders, youth, choir, everybody. Just everybody at the church. And heard enough. If it wasn't your business, it was you spreading somebody else's business. If the church that you're so worried about the way that it looks and it's embarrassing, if that is where I need to be basing my faith or my relationship, my closeness with God, that he better bless me as quick as possible. I don't do it. I have a spiritual relationship outside of church that exists outside of church and your opinions and your sermon of the week and how you feel. I don't feel confined to the religious ideas of what Christianity should be based on Kim Burrell and her motherfucking ideas. So, you really that worried about SIN? I say start with you. Start with you getting ready to get back on Facebook Live lying like we didn't hear what the fuck your ass said when we watched the fucking video. Stop going to sinners for money and then acting like they need to change their lives and they need to do this differently and they need to do different that. But I didn't have to when I cut you a check. Worry about yourself. That's it. That's all I'm saying. If you feel like you need to use the quote unquote word to beat somebody else up to build yourself, that is your business. And I think that you should probably talk to God about it first. And while I'm in the ballpark, Tamar Braxton.
I don't even know.
All you had to do was shut your ass up. That's it. That's all you had to do is shut your ass up. So many people are so quick to jump to this woman's defense, because it's church related. And so many people are just afraid to say, well, I don't fully understand this or I don't understand this way of preaching. Let's have a conversation about it before I just say, no, not in the Bible, it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's not what my pastor said. Get that demon shit out of here. Like, I get it. I understand literally being God-fearing. But at some point, there has to be a progression in the way that we not only preach and express and treat Christianity, but how we treat other Christians. People are just not choosing to do that whole thing. And on top of that, Kim Burrell is a great singer. So people love her for that and because they saved. That doesn't change anything. Tamar, you should have stayed your ass out of it. She wanted to get on Instagram talking about, well, everybody knows that I'm down for the cause and Ray, but, I don't know why y'all so mad at her because most of y'all voted for Trump. What?
No, most of us didn't, girl. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote by almost 3 million.
First of all,
like overwhelming numbers.
Did most people vote for Hillary Clinton? But
most of the people who voted.
Do you know who you're speaking to? Like, the people who are mad at Kim Burrell probably wouldn't be Trump
Certainly
voters.
Did not vote for Trump.
In fact, Trump voters probably became new stands. You know what I'm saying? Trump voters probably printed all of that, like a transcript of that sermon on Razorback tanks.
God, watch her perform at the inauguration.
Like, damn, they probably called her up already. You know what I'm saying? So what are you talking about? Like, you came completely out of left field talking about, well, that's just the way, that's how church is, and we need to be talking about that and da-da-da-da-da. No, we don't. We've been talking about it. We said everything that we motherfucking need to say. It's not much brand new information that's been added to the goddamn equation. So we said this shit 5 million times last year and all of the years prior to that, Tamar. Nothing's different. It is the same shit. We've been saying it. Nobody feels different. Nobody needs new eye-awakening conversation. Kim Burrell is mad old. Like, nothing is, she knows what she's saying and she knows what that shit means. She feels that way. Period. Nobody's gonna say nothing different to make her feel that way, and that's fine. All it boils down to is mind your black motherfucking good black ass bottom of the goddamn line business, girl. That's all you have to do. Sweep your porch. Sweep yours. Sweep your own porch. Get out a vacuum. Get out a dust. What is it? A dust bunny, dust sweeper, Swiffer sweeper.
Yeah.
Sweep duster.
Dust buster.
Dust buster. Bust the dust around your own goddamn veranda before you worry about what the fuck it is that I am doing. Period. You don't have any place to help me. Guess what? You can preach all you want to, but when you die, girl, you still gonna have to go up and somebody's gonna look at that list like, all right, hold on. Let me check this one over here. B-U-R.
Burrell, K-I-M. Well, I don't have a heaven and hell to put you in, so I don't know about all that.
It's
But
not
girl,
KYN?
who do you think?
Shut up.
Actually, as somebody who built her whole career off of impersonating a gay man, Tamar should have been the first one to defend y'all as opposed to trying to defend the shit that Kim Burrell said.
And she swears up and down that she wasn't defending it because she, again, semantics. I didn't say that.
But saying that's just how the church is, that's just how some of the elders are, that is, though.
You're excusing
it. But, like, girl, everything about you got from gay men. You ought to be the first one up here with some Black Gay Lives Matter posts and talking about you condemning hate speech and this is wrong and gross. You ought to be the first one.
Not only that, which I will circle back around to, you excused it with a horrible, excuse that didn't even, not even a good one. Like you did, it's like, it was almost like Kim Burrell texted her and was like, hurry up and text her, help me, bitch. It was like the first thing that came to mind.
Who do I know who's good with the gays?
Anybody. So, but I'm glad that you said that because people like to make it seem, like, you know who comes to mind? Kiki, Black.
Oh, fuck, not Palmer.
Methamphetamine ass Palmer. And her black ass nigger games. She was just on, like, the Shade Room posted her with her motherfucking fake ass, deep existential ass, reading rainbow ass fucking tweets talking about Chris Brown and Soulja Boy. I hate seeing our black men fight like this, and I hate even more that we encourage it.
Oh, girl.
Instagram was like, girl, wasn't you just fighting with a Bad Girls Club like 4 days ago? Didn't you just argue with the basketball wives chick like less than a week ago and call her crazy? Oh, but y'all ain't gonna call me out because the gag is the gagger.
Oh, no.
And what I gagged upon was that the true gag of gags was that
gag.
She had the nerve to follow that shit up talking about I turned my pettiness into a stand-up show and a catchphrase. Sweetheart, that's not a catchphrase. You didn't turn that into anything. No. That is just something that gay men said. While you're sitting here worried so much about black men, you took black gay men's terminology and are still claiming it as your own after being called out on it countless times and being petty about it and like favoriting shady shit about it and completely basically saying, fuck y'all if you don't like me because the gag is I don't give a fuck.
Right.
But now we're supposed to be feeling what you said? What are you talking about? You not only argue with Megan James from Bad Girls Club, you started it by saying something about her when you watched the show, which you were entitled to.
Right.
But you watch a show that is literally about bitches beating each other up. And then commented about one of them. And when she came to defend herself, you called her bipolar and overweight. So you're making fun of her body and mental health. But you want us to take you seriously because you allegedly don't want Chris Brown and Soulja Boy to fight for charity in a boxing ring? Shut your ass up, girl. The true gag of things here is that you stole this alleged catchphrase and you would like to be made to feel like there's nothing wrong with it. White people aren't the only ones who can appropriate culture, darling. That's exactly what the fuck you're doing. And while you are out here acting as if you came up with that shit, them same motherfuckers who are treating you like you really came up with that shit are the same bitches who agree with the shit that Kim Burrell said. Y'all motherfuckers are so lit for ballroom shit, for voguing shit, for shade and tea and reads and all of this vocabulary, the terminology, the fucking body language and the dips this and yas honey and all of this shit. But y'all will be the first Portia, Stewart Williams, Phaedra Parks, homophobic ass motherfuckers out here to say shady shit about gay people all day long. 2017 is your last year, my nigga. I'm not having it. Keep your tea and your hunties, girl, and put back on your fucking New Balances because we ain't taking you to go and buy no more pumps. Fuck you. Fuck the fucking train you rode in on. I would never in my life spend a dime or a dollar on a Kim Burrell anything or a Tamar Braxton, and I can't imagine that Keke Palmer will ever be doing anything that I would even be compelled to spend my money on. on. And any one of you fake ass drag queen black ass heifers out here who feel it on your heart as well to be leaving us out to dry when you want to sashay your motherfucking ass away or Shantae and do all of this fucking RuPaul's Drag Race ass commentary every goddamn week, you can happily and passionately join their black asses in the back of the motherfucking vehicle. And I'm done.
I'm just going to say two things about that. First of all, I know it's a lot of self-hating black gays who have been defending Kim Burrell's comments, black gay men, lesbian women, bisexuals, acting like this is fine and this is no big deal and this is just how the church is. Basically the same thing Tamar said. And I just want y'all to know it doesn't have to be this way. You can love yourself and love God and have a relationship with God at the same time. You don't have to hate yourself because the church told you to, girl. So I just want y'all to know that before you get on Facebook thumb thugging on behalf of a bitch who really said all of y'all was gonna die. Like, before you do that, maybe just think about, like,
emphatically,
it's possible that you can love yourself and still have a relationship with your creator and not have to have the stress of people telling you that who you are is inherently wrong.
And she want to reference that I delivered shit as if it was like,
oh, girl, as if that was anything
all,
real.
Everybody still knows that nigga was lying.
He's like, his lip gloss is popping. What is you talking about?
But you would rather gay people, whether it's, clear or not that they're gay, you would rather they say that and live a lie.
Yep.
Than to just be like, this is who I am, girl, and I still love God, and
their actual
sure
position is if God made you gay, then okay, your punishment in life is to sit there and deal with your homosexuality and be miserable and single and sexless for all your life, and then your existence is okay.
Because God is so awesome,
they can
and
kiss
he's
your ass,
so, like, God loves you so much that he just wanted you to have a lonely, loveless life.
Full of torment and hating yourself and wondering why you were ever born. God wanted you.
And also show up every Sunday. And
put money in the bucket.
Put your money.
Into
the foundation of this place where you get to listen to them.
Bring all the tithes into my house so that there may be meat in my house. Or they'll tell you to bring your gay ass coins in here. Drop them off at the altar. Take your gay ass to iTunes.
Help them
buy
sing.
my records. Oh, Kim Burrell knows good and fucking well that if not for gay black men, she wouldn't have a career. The overwhelming majority of unmarried black men who go to church on a regular basis are homosexual as fuck, and we all know it. So let's stop acting like any of these girls would have a career if not for the gay men. Just stop it, because we all know better.
They've directed you. They have played your fucking organs. They have done all of these things, and y'all never have a problem with that. And you smile and do all of this fake ass shit in their fucking faces, and then this is how you feel. Some people like Kim Burrell will come right out and say it out of their mouth, and plenty of y'all, even motherfuckers listening to this very show, who have probably been listening to this show for years, agree with that. And I'm here to tell you that you can no longer. Like, you don't have to come back, because I don't need that kind of support. And trust that you won't be getting any of mine either. Just know it. Your job as a Christian, you are not called to demonize other people. You are not called to judge other people. You don't need to worry about who's a sinner and who is not. It is love thy neighbor. Neighbor, not sinner. Neighbor, because that's you too, right? You wanted to come back and say, God hates the sin in you and me. All right, so since we've established that each and every one of our motherfucking asses is sinners, neighbor is what he said. Meaning right next to me, level ground, me and you. We right by each other. So worry more about being compassionate and sharing love and being welcoming to people rather than hollering and talking about people's penises in their faces or whatever, accusing people of having AIDS and all types of shit that you don't even know the answer to. Like, you don't even really know the truth behind. But now, oh shit, a publicist or a manager or a cousin done called you and told you that PayPal account is looking real dim. Girl, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck your church, and fuck anybody who has a problem with it.
Yeah.
And God didn't call me to say that. I took it upon myself too.
Right. Talking about God hates the sin in you and me. But you didn't sit up here and condemn yourself to death in 2017 for your sinful ways. You did it to the rest of us.
The enemy cut it off.
Oh.
The enemy only had. There was a reason that there was only that one part of the video.
Okay,
why
girl.
is that? Because the enemy.
And after that, you just turned it all around and said, all that stuff I just said would be crazy. Like,
right. Psych. Like, girl, shut up.
Bitch, shut up.
You said it and you fucking meant it. And I would have rather you, much like racists and other intolerant motherfuckers, just come out and, you know what? When Nene Leakes said I said what I said, there really was some bullshit at the time because it was stupid. What she said was some bullshit. But the phrase itself is so fitting for so many reasons.
I said what I had said.
And I'm not changing it. Just come forward and say that.
Yeah.
Nobody was even surprised.
This apology was garbage. Her justifications were trash.
I didn't say LGBT.
Were non-existent. Bitch, shut up.
That shows you how little you give a fuck or even know about what you're talking about, girl. You said homosexuals. You didn't have to say LGBT, sweetheart. What?
And use the same man-written Bible to condemn us that says that a woman like her has absolutely no authority over any man and has no permission to teach and should be submissive and obedient in the church. And that's in the Old Testament and New. The same one that condemns us condemns you having and running a church.
Why?
So who the fuck do you think you are?
This is not new motherfucking information. This isn't brand new. We have talked about all of these things. Not we, me and you, people.
Right.
People with sense and mouths and progressive minds have spoken about this time and time and time again. And the church always are like the intolerant people in the church anyway. Always come back with either some excuse or they just don't respond to it at all. So why is it that we get to ignore everything that you are doing literally in the house of God that is considered sinful or abomination or unclean? Why do we get to look over all of that? But me sitting here in a very crisp suit every Sunday, looking nice, listening to the word, appreciating the relationship that I have with God. I got to be the one who's going to hell. I'm the pervert. I'm delusional. I need to be free. I need to be lost. You sound like the one who's confused because you don't know if you want to take my money or you want to send me to hell.
I've had this conversation with a lot of people who feel the way Kim Burrell does. And what they say when I present them with that argument is, well, that's different because that was from an older time and it's up to interpretation and this. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Are you serious? So you can justify that because as far as you're concerned, women should be able to run different ministries and preach and all that, which we all totally agree with because what would the black church be without black women? But then when it comes time to something else, all of a sudden that logic just don't apply no more. How can you apply, well, it was a different time and it was written by these people in this context or whatever else to this situation, but not to any other? How does that work?
Every excuse I have ever heard from the church has always been nonsense.
It's always
so
been
at
trash.
Some point, again, I am not begging a single Christian, Muslim, Jew. I don't want or need anybody to agree with the way that I'm living my life. I have a relationship with the God that I serve outside of the house that I sit in. So there's nothing that you're going to say that is going to change any of that for me. For yourself, as a person and as an alleged Christian, you should be worrying about bigger and better things and stop lying and being messy and coming up with excuses and gossiping and backbiting and doing all of this stuff that the same ass book speaks against, but I'm the problem. Like, when do you address that what you are saying does not make sense?
Right.
Because I'm cool. Like,
they'll find their own justifications for it time and time again. You can present them with logic and they just won't care, which is why usually the argument is not even worth having.
It isn't.
It isn't. The most homophobic church I ever went to had a preacher who was cheating on his wife, the same woman who gave birth to his 2 children, with different women at the church. And I know it because I was one of the women he tried to sleep with. And would still, every week, get up there in front of the church and preach about all the different sinners in this world and the homosexuals this. Meanwhile, everybody knows I'm openly gay. When it comes time for giving money, tithes and offering, or anything like that, nobody ever says, please keep your lesbian paycheck.
If you could actually keep
If you could just keep your
demonic
sinful
dyke cash.
We don't want your sapphic money. It's not welcome. You just come and absorb the word until you get rid of that gay spirit, girl. You just come for free.
Until then,
that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
It's good without your faggoty.
They're full of shit. Everybody up here condemning gay people. They all got something wrong with them as fuck. Every last one of them. It's something wrong with you, or it's something that somebody could say you're doing that is wrong or against the Bible. God didn't give you the authority to put that sort of judgment of you gonna die or anything else over anyone else, Kim Burrell. You don't have it. You don't have that power. You are human, flesh and blood, just like the rest of us. You don't speak for God. You don't even speak for the Bible. You don't speak for nobody but you. Girl, shut up.
Shut your whole mouth. And at the very least, if you do nothing else, then that caught me off guard.
Sorry.
If nothing else, stay on the right. Make up your mind. Okay, if homosexual is so awful and is so terrible that you hollering about the church being embarrassed and all of that stuff, then keep your, gay hating homophobic ass on that side of things. You're entitled to that opinion. You're okay to have, I'm not going to say it's okay for you to have that opinion, but it's definitely your business. And I'm personally not going to fight you.
You do have the right to have that opinion.
You have the right to feel that way. And you have the right to say that you feel that way.
But if the Bible is the reason that you feel like gay people are going to hell, then the Bible also has to be the reason that you need to give up your church and your position within it. Because the justification for you not having it is right there in the New Testament.
It is not. It's not an opinion. It is simply fact that if you're going to go based off of the Bible, most, if not all of the people who have something to say about homosexuality in that vein should not be speaking, because the Bible is going to have something in there that is going to make you shit yourself too, because you do it. So that is a fact. That is just the truth. It's just the fact. So until you are ready to address that in a sensible manner, then I know it has nothing to do with anything that God called you to do. It ain't got nothing to do with the church being embarrassed. Nothing. It is just you feeling good by putting other people down. That's just a fact of life. It is something that human beings do because we are sinners and we are imperfect. But please believe I don't have to deal with it. I will not be spending my money on anybody who's like it. I won't be tolerating anybody who does that shit. And I'm glad that Ellen hit you with that real white gay card. That wake up, that good cup of white coffee.
Because, she don't take that from white folks. So, Kim Burrell, who she had never even heard of and was coming on anyway just to perform with Pharrell and Janelle
promote
Monáe.
A movie for the guest. Janelle Monáe was the guest.
Right. Because she's promoting Hidden Figures. Right. And Kim Burrell and Pharrell do
I guess they're on the soundtrack?
They do the lead song from the movie. So they were going to perform it. I think all three of them were going to perform together. And now it's just going to be Janelle and Pharrell.
And Janelle crisply turned to that TMZ camera. She was ignoring them too.
Okay, because she's an android with no sexuality and no genitals and all that.
Which I love from her. Yes. I love that it's at the end of the day, the point is that none of that matters. Right. Because it doesn't. It is not a big deal. But she absolutely turned to that because she was paying them at first. And then they were there's a lot about Kim Burrell being on Ellen tomorrow. And she's calmly turned around and said, I don't think that's happening. That won't be... She will not be there.
She said, "Oh no, she's not going to be performing.
That won't be happening anymore.
I think it's just going to be me and Pharrell, actually. But I'll be there talking about Hidden Figures out January 6th nationwide.
Have a great day. And that's what your motherfucking ass get. And you'll still have people support you in the church who believe the bullshit that you said. But I'm glad this gave another opportunity to drag somebody and call people out for that bullshit. Don't worry about what somebody else is doing in their bed or whatever and why that's going to be them going to hell. If you honestly feel that way, pray in private. Pray for them in private. If that's what God really told your heart, is that they need saving, pray that they find it.
Amen.
And move right black ass along. Because you're not doing anything but trying to be a bully, and you should, looking like that.
Yeah, you're just being hateful, and it's not cute. It's not going to fly no more. And go see Hidden Figures. It's a really fucking good movie, and you're going to be mad you didn't learn that shit in school. You're going to be mad that you're just now finding out about this story.
It's so great. And they've been getting so many great reviews. I'm really, really excited, especially because Janelle Monáe is so great on screen. She beams and she's really good at it.
She was so good in Moonlight too. I'm proud of her.
But very different. Yeah. Her character was very different, but still I love what she's doing here. Yeah. I still want to see an Archangel.
Taraji killed it.
Full musical. Oh my goodness.
Octavia, as always. It's excellent. It's a Mahershala. Fine. Just fine.
Why was I going to say Jim Henson? George Lucas. You know George at Star Wars?
Oh,
George
yeah.
Lucas and Janelle Monáe are friends.
Oh, that's right. How did I know that?
I think we talked about it on the show or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
We talked about it before, but can you imagine a fucking Cindy Mayweather musical film
Oh, wow.
produced by the creator of Star Wars? Where
I've never seen Star Wars.
Just think of what Star Wars is and like the pop culture
A galaxy
impact of it.
Oh, yeah, far away. I get it. The impact. Just the significance alone. The budget.
First of all, how many musicals do you have featuring Black women, like starring, like leading in the musical films, and then a sci-fi musical film with a Black girl? It's unprecedented.
Right.
They have to do this.
So anyway, fuck Kim Burrell.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her ass. We were talking about somebody I like.
Wraps that up. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this week's episode of The Read. Again, we want to thank Third Love for supporting the show. Third Love bras were developed using thousands of real measurements and range from sizes AA to G, including signature half cups. Third Love stands behind their products so much that they're willing to let our listeners try a bra from their 24/7 collection for free. Just pay $2.99 for shipping. Go to thirdlove.com/READ to get started today. Kid Fury, do you have any news?
Yes, I have show dates. The Read Live has 2 shows coming up, one in DC on February 4th and one here in New York City on February 25th for our 4-year anniversary.
Wow.
Which should be something special. So if you're in DC or New York, or hell, I guess either, since it's really not that hard to get to either one of them from the other.
Yeah, no, it's a quick train
Tickets will be available Friday, January 6th at 10 a.m. on thereadlive.com. Crissle, do you have information?
Not yet, but we will in the coming weeks with a few more details about that. But yes, very excited to get back to seeing your beautiful black ass and occasionally some white sprinkled faces in the crowds at DC and again for our anniversary show. So yes, thereadlive.com for tickets on Friday. That's at noon Eastern, right? Yes. Gotta be, because Alex does everything on Eastern time. So Friday, though, January 6th, that's when tickets will be available at the website.
It's 10 a.m.
Oh, 10 a.m. Sorry. 10 a.m.
Look, somebody was about to be pissed.
I am so sorry, y'all. 10.
Better to be too early than too late.
Somebody was going to be like, I logged on at noon and it was gone and that bitch lied.
Square up.
Also, happy birthday to Blue Ivy's coming up in a few days. The princess is turning 5, so just wanted to acknowledge her now. What to even say?
So much, but we'll save it for another time.
But yeah, I think that's it for me. Do we have an acronym this week or are we done?
I'm looking for, I need a personal trainer.
Wait.
If you are somebody,
you're going to get a bunch of fine ass niggas with big muscles in your Instagram DMs. Like,
I mean, that obviously does not hurt, but I really do need, like, I want a trainer. I was thinking about doing CrossFit like you, but that sounds too much like friendship. So,
that's the thing I hate the most about it.
I don't.
You have to talk to people, and
I
sometimes there
won't.
are partner workouts.
No.
I hate it.
Never.
I hate that part of it.
But I do think it will help me to get more focused if there's somebody that I'm like waiting on or somebody that's waiting on me. So,
especially somebody you're paying a lot.
Right. So if you're a legit trainer, not just, I have pecs.
But like certified.
And so, right. Like if you know what you do this, or you know somebody, go ahead and send me a message. And let's get this, I was going to say, let's get this money, but I guess you're the
You get this money.
Whatever.
Let me get this body.
I
wanted to say real quick, shout out to NPR's Code Switch podcast, which is a show that I really love.
Oh, yes, I did hear about
But they did an episode called Hold Up, Time for an Explanatory Comma, which is about how a lot of different shows that have white audiences sometimes have to explain things that white people don't get. And our show was mentioned on it. But anyway, it's a great episode that covers a really important topic. I encourage you to go listen to it and subscribe to that show because NPR is doing some pretty good shit. That's a good one. So that's my little podcast recommendation of the week. Anything else?
My acronym for this week is It's fuck Kim and a Biscuit Burrell.
Okay.
And
I
that's
was never
pretty
going to
much
get it anyway. So
all I'm going to say there. So have a great week. Totes. See you next.
bye, guys.